Sometimes I like to do big collages full of textures, stationery, and all those different materials. But sometimes I also like to just pick one item, maybe a PET tape, and pair it with two other tapes and call it a theme. And that's exactly what I did for this setup. Hi, I'm Juliana and welcome back to another video. Today we are setting up the second half of 2026 on my mom's bullet journal, and I tried to match the theme of the setup with the color of the new notebook. So in this case it's navy blue. For the rest of the year, I will be making all the themes in this journal from Notebook Therapy. This is the Tsuki Midnight Neko Dreams limited edition in their original size, which is slightly smaller than an A5, and that's the size my mom likes to use. Also, a little information before we continue. I always do my mom's bujo in Portuguese, because if you don't know, I'm Portuguese and my family as well, and my mom doesn't understand English very well, so since she's the one using the journal, I always write everything in Portuguese. But I will translate words as I go, and some spreads are pretty self-explanatory, so I don't think there will be any problems, but in any case you can always drop a comment and I will do my best. So for the materials that I will be using on this theme, the main attraction is this floral PET tape from the washi tape shop. This is the pre-cut dusty blue and cinnamon white PET tape, and I will also use this dotted craft sticker paper from Journal Say and this blue gingham washi tape from Stationery Pal. I have discount codes for the washi tape shop and Journal Say. They are in the description box down below, and I will link everything down below as well. So if you want to get any of the materials that appear on this video, you can check it out. So for this cover spread, I took inspiration from the first half of the year because I did a similar theme with florals, and for the cover spread on that one, I did this wave of flowers flowing from left to right and top to bottom, but on the middle, and the numbers on the middle as well. So this time I will do clusters of flowers here and there, and the numbers are going to be on the middle again. So I decided on this theme because I didn't have many stationery that was navy blue. I just had a few things scattered around and they weren't cohesive enough to make a theme. So when I saw this PET tape, the navy blue on some of the flowers catched my attention because it was the perfect match for the journal cover. So then I just decided to use the craft sticker paper to match the yellowish flowers, and I will be using the gingham to complement the color palette. So overall it's very simple, very easy, everything that I wanted it to be. Sometimes you just want something quicker, and sometimes just having 3 things to use is the way to go. So for the title, I just wanted to put 2026 Part 2, so I drew the numbers on the craft roll with this Pentel Fooded Touch brush sign pen in the color blue-black. These are my favorite pens to do my lettering, and I just drew every number apart from each other because I will cut them into rectangles and put them on the middle of the spread. I actually forgot to write part 2, but I will do that off camera later on, and you're going to see that in the final flip through. So don't worry, it's there. So the final detail of this cover spread is going to be the gingham washi tape, but I thought it was a little too wide, so I ripped every strip in half and I just put them overlapping with some clusters of the flowers to, of course, connect everything. I will say this is more of an autumn color palette, but I think the gingham is what is giving the summer vibe, at least for me. And overall, I love this color palette, and this journal is not only for the summer months, so I think it's a really safe theme to use all year round. Next we have the future log. This time I will do a Dutch door for the calendar. This is very easy to do. You just have to cut the page on the right in whatever size you want, and it will make this middle part into kinda a mini book of sorts. You can add more pages if you want, but I only did one page because I'm only making 8 calendars from July of 2026 to February of 2027. I try to always leave a little bit of the page closer to the binding because I don't want to damage the spine, and it's better to keep the integrity of the journal, so I just glued the little extra to the page and I will put decoration on top to secure them in place. I tried to keep everything within the color palette, so I didn't add any black to the pages. Every line that's part of a table or a rectangle is going to be made in this brown pen, and the smaller titles are going to be made in this navy blue pen. So what is a future log? This is a spread that functions kinda like your typical phone calendar. You set up some months in advance and it acts as a forward-looking overview so you can track future commitments like birthdays, vacations, concerts, medical checkups, everything that's going to happen in the far future. And it can also act as a placeholder for your events in case you haven't set up the specific month already. So let's say I have a concert in December. I of course still haven't made my December monthly setup, so I can write the date here and then write it when the month is near and I have the setup made. For the decoration of this spread, I'm just going to put flowers all around the borders, and to fill in more space and reduce waste, I like to cut the extra part of the sticker that's off the page and put it somewhere else. So you're going to see me do that a lot during this setup. This is why I love pre-cut tapes. It makes the job so much easier. I mean, can you imagine having to cut every design on the tape to just use it? I mean, it's not impossible, and I did it before so many times, but it's very time consuming, and this is not even the worst tape to do that in case this one wasn't pre-cut, because there's a lot of tapes with more intricate designs, and they are so close together that it's almost impossible to cut around them. I of course had to include the gingham washi tape somewhere in here to keep it all cohesive, so I decided to just put them around the calendars to act as a border. So we have the inner border with the gingham and then the outer border with the flowers. I didn't felt like writing every title, so I just used my alphabet stamps with this brown ink pad to make them, and it fits perfectly in the space because they are small. And so the craft paper will be used as a background for the title. The next spread is all about tracking. Starting with the left page, we have a table, and this is for the last time I ... So this page is basically for everything that you do monthly, every quarter, every half year, every season, you name it. So on the first column, you can write anything that you have to do. And then we have 12 columns, one for each month of the year. And this includes the past 6 months because I still want to track those things that I started in January. So for example, clean the car. You can do it every month. But change the oil, you can do it periodically. So you can write it here and then you see how much time has passed since you did it last time. This page is very useful so you don't forget anything, and those things that you only do every 6 months or whatever, this acts as a reminder for them. And then the right page is for finances. We have 2 tables that are exactly the same, but the one on the top it's going to track everything that comes in, so every positive transaction, it can be your monthly salary, any reimbursements that you may have, so anything that adds money to your account. And then on the bottom table we have everything that goes out, so any expenses are going to be here. And this page is specifically for regular transactions that happen every month, like paying the water, lights, internet, any subscription that you may have. Because anything else, anything that is more specific or just happens one time, those things are going to be on the monthly expenses that I do every month on this journal. I don't track my personal finances because I'm actually really good at managing my accounts. So every time I did a finances tracker on my own bullet journal, I never used it, but I think for my mom this can be very useful because on this page you already have anything that you have to account for every month. So from the get-go you already know that you need to have budget for these things, and everything else you need to keep track of monthly. So for the decoration on this spread, I kept it very simple and minimal since the tables take up the majority of the space, and I didn't want to make this spread overwhelming with the decoration, so just keeping things to the corners and to the borders. Moving on, we have a spread that is for 3 different things. On the left, I'm going to divide the page in 2 sections. The top one is for gifts. So my mom can write her ideas for any person, let's say my birthday for example. She can write anything that she wants to give me or some ideas and then pick one. So on this rectangle she can write the name of the person and the gifts she wants to give them, or at least the ideas. And this is exclusive for birthdays, baby showers, events, anything where you have to give something. And this excludes Christmas because when I do the December setup, I always add an extra spread for holiday gifts ideas. On the bottom, we have a similar section, but instead of making a list for other people, in here my mom can write anything that she wants to buy for herself or her own birthday gift ideas. So this is her own wish list. And with this section, I can actually take a peek at this when her birthday is coming up. Her birthday is on December 18th, so it's very useful having plenty of ideas to choose from because on the week after we have Christmas. Then the right page is going to act as a brain dump. I left this page mostly empty aside from the decoration because I don't know if she wants to add something that I didn't think about. And this time, since I decorated most of the right page, I decided to only decorate a little bit of the rectangles to keep everything balanced. And I actually really like how I incorporated the gingham washi tape on this page. I think the washi behind the titles looks very cute, so maybe I will adapt this technique in another theme in the future because I really liked it. And now we are going to do the last spread of this setup, and it's going to be a very simple and not functional quote page. I'm starting by putting the gingham washi tape on the top and on the bottom of the spread, and this is going to act as an anchor for the flowers that I'm going to put close to the washi. So instead of having the flowers around the spread, I'm going to put them below the washi and above the washi to make it look like the flowers are coming from behind or from the actual washi tape. You can do this technique in any page you want. Personally, I think it looks amazing on the weekly spreads because it's already a spread that's usually very balanced with 8 rectangles or sections or lines, so having the decoration on the top and on the bottom looks very good because it's balanced. The quote I chose for this one doesn't have anything to do with flowers or summer. I chose a quote that was meaningful for my mom, so in Portuguese we have, quote, "Ser mãe é saber que, independente das tristezas que a vida possa oferecer, teremos sempre um motivo maior para sorrir." Unquote. And in English it means, being a mother means knowing that regardless of the sadness life may bring, we will always have a greater reason to smile. I always try to match somewhat the quote to the theme, but this time I didn't want to do any quote that was related to flowers or to summer, so I decided on this one because my mom loves being a mother, you know. It's really meaningful to her and it was her biggest dream in life, so I wanted to emphasize that and choose a quote that she could relate with. It's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe, and comment down below a blue heart emoji to let me know you watched it till the end. This theme was very simple to do, but I think you can have simple spreads and still make them look elegant. When I want to make something quick and easy for myself, I always gravitate towards flowers because they look good on their own, so when you add washi tapes or markers to the theme, it looks amazing. This setup didn't have many ideas because my mom doesn't need a lot of them, but if you need some extra inspiration, you can go check out my own bullet journal mid-year setup that went up 2 weeks ago, I think. It has fairies, it has cats with fairy wings, it's very pink, green and brown, so if you like that, go take a look. I really enjoy this theme. I think my favorite thing is the color palette. It's very comforting for me because I personally love these colors, so that helps. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely start of the rest of 2026, wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!